Okay, so we're ready for round number 5. We got these pairs of orange overlay stitches. We're going to start, or rather join in the lavender yarn, and we're going to do overlay stitches on either side of these, so one before and one after. So to join in, I want to join sort of in the middle of one of these spaces between them. So what I'm going to do is take any pair of overlay stitches. I just want one that's not close to where I joined in the corner over here for the last round. So I just flipped the work over and I said, okay, I'll start with this pair over here on this side. And what I want is I want the sixth stitch after this pair. So here's my second in the pair. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth one after, and that's where I'm going to join. So pull your yarn through, join with a chain stitch, and remember that counts as my first single crochet for this first repeat. So to do the repeat, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th stitch after the pair of overlays, we're going to do 4 single crochets. So this is my first, 2, 3, and 4. Now you'll notice right now I've got one stitch before the overlay. That's exactly what I want, because I want to do my purple overlay right over this stitch, or these stitches right here. So just like last round, we're going to do a treble. So yarn over twice, come in and grab the white front loop that we had left here. Make sure you grab the whole thing from bottom to top, and it should be the one right before the orange one. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have a purple overlay stitch right before it. Now I want to go ahead and skip this stitch, and I'm going to do 5 single crochet starting in the treble right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You notice that the last one in this little part goes into the treble from the last round, which means my next stitch, which is another overlay stitch, can go right after it. So we end up going right before, and now we have one right after it. So after your 5 single crochet, you're going to yarn over twice and do a front, or rather this overlay treble into that front loop. 1, 2, 3. So we end up with one before, 5 single crochet, one after. So now to finish this out, I just need 4 more single crochet. Remember, skip this one, and 4 more starting in the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the repeat. So just for the first repeat, you have the weird start. You got to start in that 6th one after this guy here. The repeat all the way around, you're going to do 4 single crochet, then a treble, skip the stitch, 5 single crochet, then another treble here on the outside, skip the stitch, 4 single crochet. So it's sort of nice symmetrical. You got 4, 5, and 4 for the single crochets between your overlay stitches. So if you got that, go ahead and go to the next part, fast forward. For those of you who are new to the technique, I'll do the repeat one more time with you so that you feel comfortable with it. You noticed I was holding my tail in the stitches. I've done enough, so I don't need to hold it in there anymore. I'm going to dump it and just keep the orange tail out of my way for right now. So we start with 4 single crochet. 1, 2, oops, I split that. Hold on, let me redo that one. This is 3 and 4. And it's nice to have these landmarks. I know I'm okay because my next stitch is the one that comes before the orange overlay. So now yarn over twice, grab that white front loop from the bottom. Oops, and I split it again. I'm just splitting everything here. Make sure you grab that whole front loop, draw up a loop, and then finish the treble crochet just like you would normally. So we get our overlay in front of the orange ones. Now I'm going to skip this one and do 5 single crochet to get me to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you notice that last one goes into the treble crochet from the last round, which means I'm ready to have my overlay stitch go on the outside of it. So yarn over twice, grab that white front loop, and go ahead and finish the treble crochet. 1, 2, 3. You want to skip this stitch and we'll finish the repeat with 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it for the repeat. You want to do it 6 times around total. We just did it twice, and you're going to have this pattern now extend out with the purple lavender overlay stitches going on the outside. So go ahead, repeat that 6 times around. Again, it's 4 treble crochet, 5 treble crochet, 4. Go all the way around, join your ends with a needle join, and I will meet you back here for round number 6, where we get to do another one outside. So we're just sort of building from the inside out right now. There you go. So here we are on round number 6. We're going to go back to the white yarn, and just like we've been doing, we're going to go ahead and put another overlay stitch in front of this lavender and after the lavender. So we're sort of building out from the inside out. So we're going to start, pick any of these sets of overlay stitches. Since I've been kind of starting off the corners, I'm going to start off with one of the middle ones now. And I want to start in the 5th stitch after this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my 5th stitch. I'm going to join in there with my chain, and that's going to count for my first repeat as my first single crochet. So for the repeat, we're going to start with 3 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3. And notice, like before, we've got our next stitch is going to be the one before the overlay stitch. So that's perfect. That's where we want the white one to go. So we're not going to do a treble here because it's just not enough yarn to get all the way down to here. So we're going to do a double treble, which just means yarn over 3 times. So yarn over 3 times, grab that white, again, front loop. See if I can get it this time. It doesn't want to go. From the bottom to the top, make sure you grab the whole thing. There we go. Draw up a loop, and now finish it. We're going to have 1, 2, 3. That's where a treble would normally stop. We have 1 more to get us up a little bit higher. So that just gives us a little bit more yarn to work with so we can get all the way up to here. So as with all these, we want to skip the next stitch after an overlay, and we are going to do 7 to get to the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you notice that brings me right to the other side of the overlay stitches, so I can yarn over 3 times for the double treble. Go ahead, grab that front loop from the bottom, and now finish it out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's that little set of overlays. We're gonna skip this guy here and finish out the repeat with 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. So that is the repeat. I'm only going to do it once this time since we've done a bunch of these together. Notice each time we're always going down and grabbing the front loop from this white row way back here. That's so that all of these come down to the same point. From here on, when we start doing other rounds, when we do, for example, the orange one again, we're just going to grab onto the orange. The purple will grab onto the purple. So it makes it nice and simple from that point on. But when we start, we're just grabbing this white one for everything. So you're going to start again in the 5th stitch after here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where I joined. And the repeat is going to be 1, 2, 3 single crochet, a double treble. So that means yarn over 3 times. Skip the stitch. Now we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to the other side. Do another double treble, yarn over 3 times for that, skip that stitch, and then 1, 2, 3 finishes out the repeat. So that 6 times around, and then go ahead and join your ends together. Okay, with round 7, we're going to shake things up a little bit. We're going to go back to the black yarn. And instead of doing overlay stitches building on the outside, we're actually going to fill in this middle section before we start doing the ones that connect up. So we're going to have some spike stitches here and some overlay stitches. And once again, it's just a basic pattern of 15 stitches, which you repeat 6 times. So focus on that instead of the whole picture. If you focus just on your small repeat, it keeps things pretty simple and just a lot more basic so that you're not sort of overwhelmed. So we want to again start after one of these sets of overlay stitches, and we want to go into the 3rd stitch after this set. So here I've got a set here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. It's my 3rd stitch. I'm going to go ahead and join with a chain. Remember, that counts as my first single crochet. So we're going to do 3 single crochet. 1, which is the join, 2, 3. And yes, we are 1 stitch in front of the overlay, but we're not going to do a big overlay on this outside. All we're going to do is a spike stitch. So we're just going to go around that entire white right there. Just like that. So it sort of breaks up this from the white row that it was built from, so that there's a little break between the 2 whites. So now after the spike stitch, we have 3 more single crochets. So that's 1, 2, oops, split that, and 3. So you notice that was this overlay, the stitch above this overlay, and a couple stitches above that overlay. This leaves me my middle part, and now I'm going to do 3 overlay right in a row to fill in this whole middle section, going right into the whites down here. So I'm going to do double treble, so yarn over 3 times, come way down to this guy, and these you may need to keep your tension a little loose so you don't pull them too tight. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, because we have a long way we're going up. We don't want the stitches to pull in. So that's 1. You're going to do it 3 times. Right into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more. Right into here. 2, 3, and 4. So we filled in that middle section. Now we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches there and pick up and do 3 more single crochet on this side. So if you look, we're sort of lining up right above the orange overlay from before. So 1, this is above the purple overlay, and then this one is the white overlay. So you notice we filled in this gap between these two. We're not quite done with the repeat though, close. What we need to do after these 3 is do a spike stitch on this side of the white overlay, and then 1 single crochet to finish it out. So that's the repeat right there. So it's going to make this big black part here in the center to fill in those stitches. So again, you're going to join in the 3rd one after this clump of overlays. You're going to have 3 single crochet, a spike stitch, 3 single crochet. That gets you into this middle part. So then do 3 double trebles right into the white front loops down below. That sort of fills in this whole section now. Make sure you skip those 3 stitches in the back and start up. You're going to have 3 single crochet here, which is going to be above the orange, above the purple, and then right into that white one. Once you're done there, do the spike stitch on this side just to finish that out, and then 1 single crochet finishes the repeat. So that's the repeat. You need it 6 times all the way around. So I'll catch you when that's done.